Alright, for the first time, they would all say to them, say, man, I'm not a quarter here now. I have my title and thing, me a lawfully here. They say, man, you come down too much pan Rosal. So you have to advance up further.
I grew up in a farming community. I love to see plants grow. And one of the things that I had to do whilst a young cop in Montego Bay was to go out with the bulldozers to bulldoze farm crops on the Carjar's property. These people would have gone on the property, they have no permission, and cultivate their crops. And so they were trespassers. And so the headmen would call the police. Police would arrange to go there and then bulldoze the crops. And there were many times that I stood almost at the point of tears when I saw those beautiful crops, cabbage, corn, cassava, yam, being plowed up.
Then go back there the second time and then do the setting. And after they read, what did they know? But I said, no, what is this? See me title here? Then say, man, you come down too much pan Rosal. So advance up, second time. Then sat down and reap for them to reap and go away. Third time, I'm going to come back now. Rodolph got one machine, the plant can. So when the police go there, and Rodolph got the machine. He said, drop it, Master Man, drop it, drop that cutlass. Rodolph said, but imagine. When they come up here, when the gun, being it and all different kind of thing, and I Rasta man, I tell you, say, if you drop it. And I got I cut this the farm, my little perform. How you come tell me to drop my cutlass? A 3 bullet then give.
He was working in one of the Carjar's place, a part of the Carjar's property in Cora Gardens area. And of course, he was planting marijuana. Well, the police went there not to raid him for marijuana, but to execute a warrant for him to leave the Carjar's property. And it so happens that the day when the police went there to serve him this summon, he was uncooperative, and there seemed to be some altercation between himself and the policeman who had gone there to serve him the summon. And the police shot him. He was not dead, he was injured, and he was taken to the hospital and stayed maybe about 3 months in the hospital before he was released. After he was released, he was taken before the court, tried, convicted, and sentenced to time served and 3 months in prison. He was a very hurting man, and when he came out of prison, he vowed that he was going to take revenge on those who had caused him to go to prison.
I see him in the hospital, and him get 9 months of prison. And after he come out back, he was with me a little time still, because him crumble if he come sell him little something, you know. So till me yesterday they kill Rodolph. Rodolph kill man at Cora Gardens. Me don't know who on him. Me don't know which part name Cora Gardens. Right.
Instead of make the man get his medication to keep him, they send him man to prison at 68. When he released from prison, check back his doctor because infection, him feeling belly start to swell. Him declare a policy that I think him find 5 more men with himself and declare a revolution. I blame him not because I done nothing wrong. I was a headman for the property where he didn't do nothing.
Just before the Cora Gardens incident, the Sunday evening, I was living in Flankers, and he came and looked for us and didn't told us what he was going to do. And the Thursday, I had a cousin live next door, but he wasn't living up here, he was living down the bottom there. And he run and come to me and say, you know, say your father dead? He say, oh, my father fi dead. He say, yeah man, my father in the Cora Gardens incident. Your father in the Cora Gardens incident, and me understand, so then kill him.
So we formed 2 parties of men, about 15 men each, in a Y formation, and we decided to go and search of these men. By then, a lot of civilians who have heard about the incident had joined the police party, and we were going in search of the men who had done these heinous crimes. We saw about 5 or 6 Rastafarian men coming towards us, and they paused for a little while after they saw the police vehicle. Then we got out of the vehicle, and one of the men in my party took up his rifle, aimed at the men. He pulled the trigger went off, but the gun did not go off because, of course, there was no ammunition in the gun. So when the Rasta men observed that the gun did not go off, they more or less thought that the guns were either defective or they were not loaded. So they spurred on, they began to shoot arrows, and then they attacked the police. The police was defenseless, and the citizens who thought that they had to do something because in their opinion the police was not in charge of the situation. So they formed themselves in vigilante groups. And the fact that they heard that Rasta men were involved, they decided to search out for every Rasta man. In fact, whether you were black, white, yellow, or blue, professor, or just anybody, even if you wear a status, if you wear a beard as a little status symbol, you'd be regarded as a Rasta man, you would be beaten and taken to the police station and locked up.
Babylon, your throne gone down, gone down. Babylon, your throne gone down.
REFM, thought-provoking, always smoking, lyrics like a bazooka. You are listening to Muta Baruka.
I'm Robin Small, otherwise known as Jerry Small or Bongo Jerry. My old man, Ronald Small, he tried the murder case resulting from the Cora Gardens confrontation in 1963. The Bustamante administration in the earlier 50s, they had moved against Pinnacle and Leonard Hoyle. The PNP in their time moved against Henry and others. And now after independence, now the JLP again now move against the Rastafari community island-wide on the pretext of the Cora Gardens incident.
Babylon then come out, but you see majority of the people and the people who want enough of people in Babylon who really come. Because see, it's a stigma with the said government here. This said JLP government was in power during them time with I said them spread a stigma about Rasta, like Rasta is a black heart man, them all catch people and kill them and all them things. So that is why them spread these stigma. So you see when the thing start a mobile with them say, it does spread like wildfire through a lot of Rasta in this region, you know. That was our region.
Instead of the days of time, man, this place is pure food. Pure food, hungry the lick man crossing good kind of car in those days, you no one to give you no work to do. First a Rastafari, Eli Selassie, no one to respond to you, can't get nothing to eat, nothing. You have to get in yourself, if you know in yourself, you live in jail. You have to walk on the living chalk line. And take food from you, I want to fight in, take our food off my property, try to go and touch on and feed the other one by night.
Labour Party was in power, and they was very hostile to Rastaman.
It really was the Bustamante government's first clash, really, with the Rastafari.
I heard that under Bustamante government, them time the Rasta just come in, and Rasta was treated brutality underneath that government, because from is a Rasta him said you must go to prison or you die, because then catch all Rasta from have little ear and thing, him say must shoot first and inquire after.
And Mr. Bustamante, he say, carrying all Rastaman dead or alive. He say, who can hold a 14? We hold on the cemetery.
When him say the jail can't hold them, throw them on Bogill. Yeah. Bogill is the cemetery in Mobile.
that means to kill them. Huh? So we never like them sound there.
Did you know? So did you know how the elders suffered because they called on Rastafari? So did you know how the elders suffered to bring this liberty to I and I? So did you know how the elders suffered because they called on Rastafari? So did you know how the elders suffered to bring this liberty to I and I?
Our newspaper came out and said, bringing all Rastas dead or alive. And that was a very frightening experience for me in 1963. And when I read the news article carefully, I realized that one of my school friends was the one that got shot. That night I went down to visit my girlfriend. And after I left, I was walking along Dome Street, and a whole lorry full of soldiers just swarmed down on me and started asking questions. I got so frightened, I said, please take me to the nearest police station. And it was at the police station now that the whole revelation of what the incident took place, because I met at the police station my schoolmate from primary school that used to live right here, and he was a policeman. And he's the one that began to tell me the whole incident. He said on the night of the incident, he was on patrol, and when he saw the young Rastas somewhere down in the bushes there, he got frightened. And he went against instructions and took out a cartridge and put it in the gun and into the gun against the instructions of the inspector, and fired and shot my schoolmate.
I am a brethren, so we're going to have a little smoke. We go for that, we go catch a fresh now, we go collect a little money. And we hear, police, come down. Rasta, who no kill good police. And from that, they take us, beat us up, put us into a jeep. We are in there for 31 days before I was sent to General Penitentiary, which was even a wrong prisoner sent me. Because for first offender, I used to go to the farm instead of the general. I was tried half naked because they beat my shirt off. So that's the way I try. Mr. Pilot say unto me, Mr. Brissett, I can do better. I have to send to prison. I say, Mr. Pilot, you say, I see you. Did you say I do something? So you see, when my day come, I'm going to dribble your cup. And I mean it even now and forever.
What is your name?
Oh, Noel Bennett.
And you're born?
Born in Jamaica, in Cardwell, April 43.
My name is Winston Ferguson. I was born in Bonnet Lane, 10 Bonnet Lane, 1942, 5th of October.
My name is Alan Bennett.
And when were you born?
1935.
My name, Oscar None to the Flesh, Frank Garden.
My name is Justin Reed. I was born in Salt Spring in 1933.
My name is Enos Aldine. I born 1934. I was born in Westmoreland, 1920. My name, Ivan Sama.
My name is Coswell Shakespeare. I was born January 20, 1937.
Prince Albert Williams.
And when were you born?
1946, 47.
Thomas Lyon, my name, man.
Thomas Lyon.
Yeah.
Alright. And what, you don't know which year you're born?
No, man. They are like it.
I was born 1932, the 15th day of March, at Montego Bay, Strand Street, 10 Strand Street,
Well, in my experience of Cora